Welcome to my channel, LSX Tuning and Flashing. While I'm an electronic fuel injection expert, I also enjoy working on other projects. And one of those projects is a 1974 Toyota Landcruiser that belonged to a friend of mine. It was quite a project. It took me quite a while to work on or complete, but I finally am wrapping it up soon. In the process, I converted the carbureted engine to electronic fuel injection using General Motors throttle body injection and a 3.1 liter V6 distributed ignition system. So you can see those videos on my channel also. My friend's request was if I convert it to fuel injection to keep it looking as original as possible. To that regard, I wanted to use to that extent, I wanted to use the factory air cleaner housing. It has I don't think it's an oil bath, but the housing mounts over near the driver's front of the block, and there's a metal snorkel that goes over to the carburetor and attaches to the top of the carburetor. The top of the carburetor is approximately a 3-inch round opening, which dumps down into the carburetor. In order to use his factory air cleaner system, I needed a 3-inch round adapter to 5 1/4 inch standard Holley carburetor opening for air cleaners. That's what General Motors throttle body units use. So what I've done is I've took a air cleaner extension. This is off of I think a Cadillac, but it was about 3 inches tall, and I used a lathe and cut the top beam or the top rim off of it. And in the process, that left me a large about 5.1 inches opening. So I put a piece of wood in my lathe, turn the wood down to fit in the round 5 1/4 inch or 5.1 inch metal part, and put a step on it so it'd sit down and level. And then I used another bit to put a 1/4 inch round fillet on the edge of the wood. And it came out decent. I wouldn't say great, but decent. The wood chipped in some places, so I had to fill them in with wood filler. Some of the wood was just holes I wanted to fill in as best I could. So anyway, also the 3-inch hole is not concentric with the 5 1/4 inch hole. It's offset by about 0.4 inches. So I drilled these 3-inch hole over to the side, and you can see how it's offset from the center. One of the things that I marked the front. That's the front of it, and then I marked here and there. I'm going to use the back, the 2 bolts. There's 3 bolts to hold the throttle body. One here, one over there, and one in the front. And it's not perfectly triangular, but it's close. This bolt here and this bolt here, I'm going to put, I guess, a 5/16 coupling nut down inside the carburetor, or excuse me, down, and that'll be holding the throttle body down, the TBI unit down, and then I can thread a 5/16 bolt through the top here in these 2 places to hold this fabricated piece down. So that's it'll almost be out of sight. You won't even know it's there. But that will be how you remove this device. It'll be clamped down with those 2 bolts, and you can either take it off. I can either maybe use quick disconnect something, or just use 5/16 bolts. Probably 5/16 bolts. Anyway, the air cleaner housing will clamp around this metal ring. I had that metal ring made. I could have made it myself, but in this interest of time, I just paid the machine shop $35 to make that metal ring. It's 3.062 inches on the outside and 2.992 on the inside. So they made the ring. I pressed the ring into the wood with a press, and it's pretty much level to within 1/10,000 of an inch all the way around. So it's level as it needs to be. So there you have it. So the next step is to fiberglass. The wood, by the way, is just a mold. So I'm going to set fiberglass over the top of this, and I'm going to fiberglass this around, and I'm going to do, this is the first layer. I'm going to have, excuse me, it's not fiberglass making me do that. I'm going to have this is the first layer of fiberglass. I'll have another layer of fiberglass on top of this. It'll go a little bit further down past this edge here, and then I will have two more layers of fiberglass, or two more pieces of fiberglass, one wrapping around the side to give it some, to make it look level, and another wrapping around the top to kind of hide any kind of stuff's going on there. So in all total, I plan to have 3 layers of fiberglass on this thing when it's all done. So this is the 1974 Toyota Landcruiser throttle body to original air cleaner adapter. It's a custom made part, made out of metal here, metal on top, and then a fiberglass transition between the two. It's not concentric, as you can see. This is the video just before final painting. The 2 holes you see on the top are for holding it down on the throttle body, and I've already test fitted and it fits fine, so I'm about to paint it gloss black to match the rest of the air cleaner. This is the throttle body to Toyota air cleaner custom fiberglass adapter installed. It's made of fiberglass. It has a fiberglass transition from the 5 1/4 inch round metal piece to the 3 inch round metal piece. It's been held down by 2 button head screws on the back, you can see there, and it's held down pretty snugly. Doesn't move at all. And there's a 3 inch round opening down into the throttle body. So that's it installed. Next step is to install the air cleaner on it and make sure it all fits. I believe since the height of this ring is about an inch, maybe an inch and a half higher than where the carburetor was sitting, I've got to raise. Not true. It was only 3/8 of an inch higher. So all I did was reposition the bolts inside the air cleaner housing. I didn't have to modify the flange at all. To make the mounting pad up this high to raise the whole air cleaner up to fit the adapter.